uploading part 1. I have to use a different camera now because, yeah, it's taking a while. It's a big file. So, back to it. I had myself a cookie and a little bit of soda. And back to the fun. Yeah, I was talking about the fact that, yes, this is a biological problem. We are just need machines. We're addicted little machines because we're motivated to do the consuming, reproducing thing because we're DNA structured. And it's a systemic problem. You have to deprivate us. You have to make us need for us to play the game. It's a need game. And there's no need for the need. That's the logical argument. You don't create a need that doesn't need to exist. Can I make it clear? You don't create a need that doesn't need to exist. The universe does not need human beings. They serve no function. They relieve no deprivation. They create deprivation. They create need. And that extraction process to satisfy their need is inherently inefficient because you, like all these others, rationalize your consumption of other sentient beings' welfare. Yeah, pretty good.
Economically, intellectually, physically, by all those matrix.
I think you mean metrics.
Oh, who cares? Metrics, matrix, blah, 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 but fine. 0.00003 points for you.
So again, the argument is simple. People...
Sorry, that was a language game. Sorry for being... sorry for holding you to some kind of standards of definition, Gary.
Oh, whatever. It wasn't I didn't define the word wrong. I pronounced it wrong. But regardless, play your little fucking petty game. You know what petty means? Petty, P-E-T-T-Y. Petty?
Have babies, not because they need to. Just as drunks drive, not because they need to, but because it satisfies their convenience.
Okay, well, I don't want to advocate or defend drunk driving, but...
But you will defend... reckless reproduction, sloppy reproduction, pointless reproduction, selfish reproduction, just reproduction that's merely the product of psychological crap that's completely unnecessary. People don't need it. They don't need to do it. They don't need to conduct the experiment. They can live their life for themselves without exploiting some little kid for their satisfaction or gratification.
Do we have to defend every action based upon whether we need it or we just want it?
Yes, actions that have the consequence of screaming awful horror, brain outside your skull, yes, you have to defend those. There's so many little tragedies, just little tiny ones that just could break your heart. Remember that little girl from Poltergeist? I mean, she died because like her intestines twisted or something. I mean, just stupid, idiotic things happen, and the people go through horrible unpleasantness. All right? So yeah, you have to justify that with something. Okay? You have to do it with something. There has to be something you put on the other side of the scale that means more than I want. I want isn't good enough.
Who am I going to report to for this justification for my behavior, Gary?
Well, look, I've said it in the videos. I even probably said in this video you're responding to. But, I mean, what's the big deal? Yeah, just give me a statement. Explain to me why you need to do it, why you think you're competent to do it, okay, why you think it's going to be a good result, why you think you've minimized enough of the risks. What's the big fucking deal? It's kind of important. You don't think somebody should demonstrate their competence before they decide to build a nuclear power plant in your backyard? You don't think you would ask them, well, let me see your credentials to do this? Yeah, I think you would.
You, to their personal advantage and nothing else. It accomplishes nothing. It's not as...
It accomplishes nothing.
Service to society.
The point of my life is to be a service to society.
No, the point of your life, the obligation of your life, Yes, is to satisfy some basic responsibilities. You can't if the purpose of your life is to fulfill your ambition to be a mass murderer, if that's your impulse and your desire, are you telling me you can satisfy your desire and not be a blight on society and not be a negative and not have not for the world not to have good reason to curse your existence, to spit on your grave, to say, God, that guy sucked. Oh, that guy was broken as shit. Oh, that guy failed all over the fucking place. Of course, that judgment would be fair and earned.
Whoever told anybody that that's what your life was supposed to be?
Oh, so somebody has to tell me. Oh, damn it. I didn't realize. It has to come from some authority that tells us that we're allowed to judge nature, and more importantly, that we're allowed to criticize nature. Yeah, no authority has given us permission, so yeah, we can't go there. We can't judge the most important game played by the human race, the life game. No, we can judge the economics and we can judge the politics, but no, we can't judge the whole mechanism because that would be just plain fucking silly to judge the biggest, most important game we're playing. No, let's not judge. Silly not to judge.
Anyway, there's no side benefit. There's just their perfectly selfish behavior.
Yeah, so he's just blah, 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 blah on the concept of perfectly selfish behavior. So the idea of judging selfishness as the idea of again, he's a died-hard consumer. I mean, he just doesn't give a fuck about what he consumes. He doesn't care about the victims. All he cares about is satisfying his desire. My desire is important because I feel it. Me, important person. And it doesn't matter whether I consume as much welfare, in terms of suffering in the world. That's irrelevant because I'm happy. I mean, it's just, you can't get dumber. It's yeah, you really should just have that look on your face. That's exactly what you're doing. You're doing that in the face of the suffering that's endured. You're just mocking it.
And so,
perfectly selfish. Boy, oh boy, somebody did what they wanted to do. The world is shit, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's how the world becomes shit. Is people do what they want, or they do what they think is in the best interest of their nation, or their race, or their club, or their gang, or their family. Yeah, that's how you turn a world into shit. That's how you be a standard, stupid, fucking useless human. And that's why game over.
The analogy fits. The analogy fits in the sense that the risk is small, but the risk is profoundly negative.
The risk is small, but it is profoundly negative.
Yeah, it's like a nuclear power plant. I've used that analogy too, right? It's a small risk that it's going to go bad. But when it goes bad so fucking bad that you just don't want to mess with it.
You want to be born with your...
So basically, what you're going to say now is all the birth defects of brains born outside of the skull and things like that. Well, perhaps they should be euthanized, or perhaps there should be... there are drugs now to take care of...
Oh, whatever. So this is just pyro rhetoric. Yeah, well, we should have the right to die, and we should have this, and we will have robots, and we will have... And we did, and all this right on down the line, and it just completely ignores 10,000 years of demonstrated historical pattern, and there's absolutely no evidence that we have somehow escaped the pattern. We sit there and stole the next generation's labor. We borrowed on their labor. All right, our generation. We borrowed on it. We stole their we obliged them to work for 10 cents an hour tomorrow. That's what they're going to have to do to pay back our debts, or else we're going to have to do the revolution thing. So either way, it's going to be ugly as hell, right?
There's such things. And I agree with you. That is a serious issue, and we should lobby for the right to die. I agree.
Right, right. And we could do that for the next 500 years, right? We could do that forever too. And I'm just saying, if we can get that done, then we can just go the next step real easy. It's only a tiny little step to the left once you've got that figured out. Once you're capable of understanding that how